Surf Kentucky News was at the Kentucky Expo Center in Louisville over the weekend for the Kentucky Hoopfest, directed by Hopkins County native Eddie Ford.
Well, I coached high school basketball for 6 years, and then I went into business myself. And that time I was running basketball camps, so if I started all the way back then, I guess ever since I graduated from college. So, but with the tournaments like I'm doing right now, this is the 35th year of a tournament that's for travel team tournament. That teams coming from out of state and everything. For example, this year we had teams from like 20 states and Canada. When we started, I was going out, I heard about a similar type thing going on out west. I took a Kentucky team out there, and so I knew who those people were that were running that one, and it was about the only one I'd ever heard of, and that was in existence. So I came back and started one, and they did not continue doing it for, they've probably been finished doing it for 15 years or so. So I know it's the oldest because I know when it all started because I was there when all the travel team stuff started. That means teams going from one state to another and playing in those type tournaments. College coaches and parents, players, through the years have many times gotten in touch with me and said, you know, because of that event, they were seen by a particular school, went on and had a great career, played for their college education. So yeah, it's beneficial in that respect, and the college coaches like it because they can come to one spot and see a lot of players, and especially the lower level colleges because their recruiting budget's so much less, and they just don't have much of a recruiting budget. They don't have charter flights or private airplanes to fly around from state to state and recruit these players. So they can come to something like this and really watch a lot of players and find players. So that's another major benefit.
Travel teams from all across the U.S. and Canada were in attendance, along with multiple college coaches who were scouting players.
You know, this was kind of a scouting trip for us, so we will definitely come to both events and bring multiple teams in the future. When you have other events that are supposed to be combined, they put the 8th graders and 9th graders and sometimes even 10th graders totally in different venues. So if college coaches are walking around, they don't have any access. You know, they're not going to go out of their way to go to an 8th grade game. So that's a huge advantage. My team will be in this event every year from now on.
And just the atmosphere, we know that Kentucky is a basketball state. And just being in the atmosphere of a basketball state like this is we find impressive. But the facility is the number one thing that we think is impressive. We want to go where there's competition and we want to play the best. Win or lose, it's the only way we're going to get better. So that's what we seek out when we come down to the U.S. is to play the best competition possible so we can improve and get better.
Our first game was against Team Canada, and they also said they had made the drive. They had driven. He said it was 14 and a half hours. We drove 11 and a half hours, but that's another thing about the tournament, the teams that are here from different states and countries. So we got to play Canada. We played a team out of Indiana and a team out of Illinois, and it's been good. I like the variety. All the matchups have been good.
I think Eddie does a good job in bringing in some good talent from clear across the country and outside of the U.S., from Canada and places like that. And some of the kids are really trying to fight for the same thing. You know, everybody's trying to get some coach to give them something that they've never had before, which is a college scholarship. That's my trophy. My trophy is just to see a kid graduate from high school, proceed to go to college, and then graduate from college. And this year I've had probably 27 kids that graduated this year from either junior college or 4-year school. So I'm happy for that.
We have some kids from the suburbs, and we have some kids that are not from the most advantaged neighborhoods in Alabama. You know, we have a young man on our team this year. His dad is not around, and he's really from a tough situation. And you know, we come up here, we stay in a nice hotel, and he's saying, this is the best place I've ever lived in my life. This is the best bed I ever slept in my life. We go to the college campus. He said, this is the first time I stepped on a college campus. We go out, eat at a restaurant, and he's able to order whatever he wants. You can just see the joy from having that opportunity to be here through basketball. And so he comes in, he meets some of the college coaches that are out here looking for talent. That's exciting for him. And then he also meets Eddie Ford, which Eddie, the reason I like coming to play this tournament, he makes it very personal. Comes into the gym, speaks to all of our players, speaks to me, anything we need. Last night he was texting me at 11 p.m. because I had a question. That makes this whole experience special for the kids, but also special for me. And Eddie's a big part of it.
I mean, it's a solid tournament. It's something we just want to continue to play, see people that are different. You know, sometimes you get a little tired of playing the same guys back in the North Carolina Southeast area. So we decided to come out here this year after a change of schedule. Well, you know, we've received a couple of offers here from a few of our players in the 10th and 11th grades. So, I mean, it's always good. It's just good to just play. It's good. We try to get the kids away from their parents and get them out on their own and start teaching them, you know, that their own self-worth and responsibility that they've got to do and that they've got to cover themselves at one point in time. So it's always good, but you know, we've had a good time while we've been here.
This is my favorite tournament in July. I think I've been coaching AAU for 13 years, and I've been coming here for 13 years. This is the only tournament I come to during this date. Eddie does a great job. You know, it's a lot of fun. The kids get to play against teams from. I think we played against a team from every state during our pool play and the 2 games we played in the bracket play as well. So it's about getting better. It's about getting looks, and they definitely accomplished both those things here today. You play in a place like this, all the college coaches are under one roof, and even if they're not coming to necessarily see that game that you're playing, maybe they walk by the court, you do something to catch their eye, and they're going to stop and watch you, and that could be the difference in the scholarship or not getting a scholarship. So that's definitely a draw playing here at the Expo Center.
The players become better players because they play with better players, they play against better players, and it gets them out of their comfort zone, as I always say, because if they're playing with the same people all the time and against the same people all the time, like in their local area, they have a motive to play harder because they already know what to expect, and their opponent does too. So going out and stepping on the court against a team you've never seen before, you don't know anything about them, then you got to be a little more attentive to what you're doing. The Sports Commission and the Convention Visitor Bureau people value this event as a major event, and the one that I've brought in for next week, which are the AAU Nationals, and that were in Florida that used to be at Disney, at Wide World of Sports, and I'm at the beginning of a 5-year contract with them. We had a year, last year we did it, and they came, but they wanted to come back, and so we have a 5-year agreement. You know, and you're doing something for 35 years. If I don't know it by now, then I don't think I'd still be here. But I think that I've learned a lot as years have gone on, and everything I've done in these tournaments is in putting on a tournament is to make it like I would want it if I had some teams coming to play. I have so many of them tell me that they think it's the best ran tournament in the country. So is it? I don't know. I hope it is.
But I know that they're building memories that they will keep for the rest of their lives.
Well, the whole week's been very enjoyable.
Because at the end of the day, it's all about the kids.
It's the best tournament in the country. If you're not playing in the Kentucky Hoopfest, you are truly missing out. Make sure you get here next year.
Reporting from Louisville, Gary Gates, Surf Kentucky News.